A lot of people talk about the matrix now, right? How to escape the matrix, or other people call it the rat race. You could just call it the system. But this entire system that controls, entraps, and enslaves people into mental and debt-based servitude is perpetuated off of one simple thing. And that's you and me trading away our freedom for safety. And in this video, I'm going to show exactly what they're threatened about you finding out and how you can use it to free yourself from this entire game, this entire system. So my name's Jake Ducey with JakeDucey.com. I'm wishing you a fantastic morning. Put a smile on your face. It's a beautiful day for us to be alive, especially when we find out what they're so threatened about you finding out and how you can use it for some very powerful things. If you haven't yet, my free success hypnosis is right there down below. It's in the description and it's pinned to the comments right there down below. It's my free success hypnosis to reprogram your subconscious mind. Psychologists say that your subconscious mind is responsible for 95% of your entire life. So all of your thoughts, your feelings, your behaviors, your habits about money, about relationships, about career, about productivity, getting what you want in life, it's all programmed in the subconscious, and they say 70% of it is negative and redundant. So what does this mean? It means that our subconscious mind that controls our whole life is negative, redundant, and it's blocking you from getting what you want. But if you reprogram your subconscious mind, everything becomes quicker, faster, and easier. So my free success hypnosis is right there down below. Hit the like button and let's dive right into this video. Okay, so if you look at the world today, in the last 18 months, what have people done? They've traded away their freedoms for safety. But this isn't the first time we've done this. This is human nature, and it's played itself out for thousands of years, and it's how elites have always controlled human beings, and how most human beings have quite literally always essentially kind of been one step away from animals, right? So the majority of people are actively disengaged from their jobs. They don't really like their life. They don't really have a sense of purpose. They're underachieving financially. They're underachieving in their career. And they don't really know what any of this is all about. And that's exactly what is wanted by the control systems of the world. So most people trade away their freedom for safety in life. And this manifests in many ways. This manifests essentially in us taking the good, but not realizing there's a great. It's settling in our relationships, it's settling in our career, it's settling with our goals, right? You make 40K and you'd love to make 80, but you really don't even think it's possible, so you never even set the goal to begin with. So you settle. We settle in our career. We settle in our health. We settle in our fitness. And this cycle perpetuates itself over and over and over and over, where all we do is we constantly trade our comfort in order to stay exactly in that same spot over and over and over again, never getting freedom. And this system perpetuates itself. So in order to get freedom, and in order to break ourselves out of this system, we have to realize who and what we really are, right? There's a reason that all ancient traditions talked about self as spirit. There's a reason all ancient traditions talked about spirituality. There's a reason that there's hidden books in the Bible. There's a reason that the Vatican has hidden underground libraries. There's a reason they don't let the public see any of this type of stuff. There's a reason for all of this. And the reason is that reality isn't what we think it is. And some very nefarious individuals for as long as humans have really existed, going far beyond the Roman Empire, they've always wanted power and control. And so they withheld very important knowledge. So the way that we constantly trade away our freedom in exchange for safety, in exchange for comfort, is we don't know who we are. If you really think about it, it's pretty crazy. So basically, Jesus knew the entire Roman Empire, which eventually collapsed. He knew it was a fraud. He was calling it out for being a fraud. The power system was so threatened by him, they wanted him out, right? I mean, this has happened to so many people. Socrates drinking the poison. The power systems don't want you to know that you are a spiritual being, And fear and love, or fear and God, can't exist at the same time. So they have to X God out of the equation. They have to make you believe in an idea of it rather than have direct experience of it. They have to distract you with fear, with doubt, with worry. You turn on the television, it's fear, it's terrorists, it's death, it's all these things. We have to get distracted by bills and all of these third dimensional things so that we don't identify with our true self, because this entire world changes if people wake up. If people wake up to who and what they are, this entire world will change. And so it begs the question, well, what am I? You aren't a body. So what are you? The body's just a rental car. You're a spiritual being in a physical body. And when you realize that you're a spiritual being in a physical body, there's nothing to be afraid of, because there's no such thing as death. And when you realize there's no such thing as death, there's nothing to be afraid of. And when you realize there's nothing to be afraid of, then there's freedom to stand up for. And when you realize there's freedom to stand up for, you build your life based off of this purpose. You're not afraid. You're not afraid, first of all, to set big goals. You're not afraid to speak out. You're not afraid to stand up. You're not afraid to focus on what's important to you. And if other people don't want to come along on that journey, you're not going to be controlled by the fear of opinions of others. You're not going to be controlled by the fear of rejection anymore. So the fear of consequences is what keeps us trapped in the rat race. So the question is, who would you be without your fear? Who could you be without your fear? Because think about it. What is there to actually be afraid of? What is there to actually be afraid of? This entire body is 99.999% empty space. It's all empty space. It's crazy. I think I am somebody. I'm actually nobody. I'm actually no thing, because 99% of who I am is empty space. It is no thing. I'm somebody though. I'm nobody. I'm no thing, and so are you. Your spirit and your consciousness, but it's vibrating at a frequency outside of visible light that we can perceive even with the most powerful microscopes. And when you realize that, it's actually pretty exciting, because you realize you're on a cosmic journey and there's no such thing as death, and the dimension after this will probably be a lot better, because there's probably a lot less crazy people in the next dimension. And so, what is there to be afraid of? Well, I'm afraid of dying. Well, what if I told you you actually never die? Well, who's me? Well, not the body, your true self. Well, what about rejection? What if they don't like me anymore? What if I put all my time into something and it doesn't work out? What if you couldn't fail, actually? What if it was impossible for you to fail? And that it was really just an illusion of you trading your freedom for security. In this instance, the security is protecting yourself from failure. Think about that. Subconsciously, we don't have all these things that are going to kill us anymore, quite like we used to back with our ancestors. We had to worry about the elements and animals and all these types of things, our own basic survival. Our life's got pretty plush and comfortable for the majority of people in the world, actually. But the brain hasn't evolved. And so the fear centers of the brain now identify social fears and social anxieties as things we need to protect ourselves from, because they become death to the ego. And the ego needs to survive. And so we build these self-preservation techniques where we block ourselves from ever engaging in an intimate relationship. As soon as it gets there, well, my parents got divorced when I was younger and theirs was really bad. It was really trauma. Thus I have subconscious trauma and identification with relationships as pain. Vulnerability ultimately leads to upset. So here I am. I really love this person and I just screwed it up again. Why? Because we're subconsciously programmed to protect ourselves from something that we feel is a threat. Why do we always blow all of our money as soon as we get it? Why do we have the best 3 weeks in sales we ever had, but then the next week sucks and then it levels out with the previous month? Because, well, what if I spend all this energy and it doesn't work out? You see how this works? Subconsciously, we're always trading away what could be for what we already know. So you have to let go of your whole idea of who you thought you were. It's not scary though, because you move to an awareness where you recognize yourself as a divine being. And when you move to the identity of self as divine being and you identify with self as spirit, you're connected to the infinite source of the universe at this point. You're not doing it alone anymore. And that's why it says, seek first the kingdom of heaven and all things will be added unto you. So here's the question that I have for you. Are you going to keep spending your life never knowing what you're really capable of? Are you going to keep trading your life for other people's opinions? Are you going to keep trading your life to stay at this level of homeostasis where you never really fail that bad, but by default you never really win? So my final question to you is, what do you really want? And I beg of you to do that thing now. Because what we're really in more than anything is a crisis of people waking up, self-realization, coming alive. We're in a crisis of joy. Before the pandemic happened, about 80% of people, according to the Gallup poll, said they're actively disengaged from their jobs. Politically correct way to say 80% of people hate what they do. We're at the highest level of stress-induced illness. One of the #1 inducers of illness is stress. Incredible levels of depression, incredible levels of divorce. What is this showing us? It's showing us that this path that we're taking in life, where we're identifying totally with the physical world, isn't working out for us. It's not. Because we're trying to do everything alone. We feel alone. We're always trying to arrive somewhere. We're never even the people that achieve a lot. I mean, you look at the Hollywood celebrities, you look at top achievers, many of them become suicidal, right? So this path that we're walking, where we think we are what we can touch and what we can see, is leading us to a dead end. Because it's not only is it not ultimately fulfilling because it's temporal in nature, it's temporary in nature, but it also blocks our spiritual powers. We have to change our awareness with looking at, I am Jake, I'm this person right here, my hair is this long, my eyes are blue, I'm 6'3", this is who I am, I'm Jake, I'm this old, here's my story, here's how much money I make, here's where I live, here's who my wife is, one of my teeth is crooked, this is who I am. It's 99% empty space. I'm nobody. I'm nobody. And you're nobody. So if you're nobody, then what are you? Soul, spirit. But Alan Watts says you can't get wet by the word water. So you can call it anything that you want to call it, but you can't get wet by it. You can't get wet by the word water. It's a direct experience. So right now, while you're listening to me, ask yourself this question: is there life in my hands? See if you can bring your awareness to your hand right now and see if you could feel the energy in your hand. Or ask it another way, say, is there energy in my hand? Can I feel the energy in my left hand or my right hand? Take a breath and see if you could feel it. Just focus. It's not a yes or no question. Bring your awareness to your hand and see if you could feel it. And if you could feel it, see if you could feel it in both hands. And if you could feel it in both hands, see if you could feel it in your foot or your whole body. What you're doing there is you're moving your awareness to spirit, to energy, to true self. And when we begin focusing on this, it opens up the doors to the universe, and we're no longer controlled by other people, by the system, and certainly not by our own minds and our own fear. So if you enjoyed today's episode, make sure you get my free success hypnosis right there down below. It's jakeshypnosis.com. It's my free success hypnosis to reprogram your subconscious mind, to rewire all those old limiting beliefs we've inherited from the system, from society, from the rat race, from the media, from our teachers, from our old fears, from our old self. It's right there down below. The subconscious mind controls 95% of your life. So when you reprogram this through repetition, you can turn your subconscious mind into a magnet so that your outside world truly starts to reflect your true potential, your true dreams, the things you imagine about that you wonder, wouldn't it be great if I had this? Or why can't I get this? Well, you can, but it all comes back to the subconscious. So my free success hypnosis right there down below. Make sure you hit the like button on this video to send it out into the YouTube universe. Give me a comment down below. I know some people are like, I don't want to comment, Jake. I like the video though. But the way the YouTube algorithm works is that it actually prioritizes channels that pay YouTube. We don't pay YouTube. So if you think our channel is awesome, we're doing good work out there, hit the like button, give us a comment down below that lets us know, hey, do you enjoy this video? Hey, do you hate this video? Either way, I don't really care whether you like it or don't like it, but I do appreciate if you actually watch this video all the way through. I thank you for your time. I know it's very valuable. We only have so many hours in the day and there's a zillion other videos on YouTube. So I'll see you on the next episode. Thanks for watching. See you next time.